Welcome to Tuesday Truths. I'm Andrew, your host, and today we're diving into the most powerful moments from this week's conversation with this week's amazing, inspiring guest. These are clips, but they're also insights that'll change how you see your own journey. So let's get right into it.
At first, it was fine. Like, it was an adventure. It's fine. At first I love it. And then a few months in, I'm like, no, I want to go home. And my mom is like, no, well, you have to stay there. So, and then I felt, of course, abandoned. I felt like, oh, she doesn't love me. She's throwing me out. And for a long, long time, that stayed with me. I was so angry with her. I thought, well, you're the adult. You should know better. For a long time, that's what I thought. Until one day, I was in Tony Robbins Date with Destiny. And he did a part where you're supposed to write a letter to the person that have the biggest, that you, I forgot what the word was, but something like someone that you really, really angry or you don't like, or not hate, but something like that, or that you blame the most. That's it. The person that you blame the most. And I was like, I blame my mom because she sent me off to Singapore when I was 6. And the funny part, that was the first line. I didn't even realize that it's inside of me, but I've forgotten that. And all this time I just keep thinking, why is my mom so mean to me? Why is she always criticizing me? Like, that's my issue with her. But when I wrote that letter, I actually started with, I blame you for sending me off to Singapore. And I actually forgotten about it until I read it again, because you're supposed to read the letter out to the person. But what was interesting, that session, he said, if you want to blame someone for the bad in your life, you also have to blame them for the good that come out of it. So because of that, I have grown to be a resilient person. I'm very independent. I can say I attribute my success to her because, I wouldn't be able to do half of the things that I can do had it not been I was sent out to Singapore. I won't be able to speak English. It's like I have like this whole list of stuff that I have to be grateful for her because of that. And that changed my perspective. That changed my mind. And I think I healed a lot. My relationship with my mom, I healed because of that. And so when I read it out to her, and she said, you probably don't remember this, but you said to me, Mom, I promise if you send me to Singapore, I'll get the first, like the best, the top score. That's what I told her. So she's like, how do you say no to that? Yeah.
How did she feel when you read that out to her?
She just wanted to clear the air. And the thing is, I knew that I was the one who wanted to go to Singapore. I think I've always known that I was meant to be there. It's just that part of me growing up, feeling abandoned and feeling angry. It's just that part of me that I need to heal and let go. And she took it very well. She was like, I would have done it again. Like, making that decision was the best, decision that she's made, because look at you now. Like, look who you are today. And that's all because of that. So I was like, she's right. So yeah. Well, part of I'm still learning to be a better leader. I own my own business. And part of it, what I'm learning now is leading not just with a vision or with strategy or, all of that. Yes, you do need all of that. But what I'm learning now is lead with your heart. And it's not that easy. It's so much easier to just go, okay, here's the strategy, like get this done. That's easy. But when you actually anchor in with your heart and you lead with your heart, that's not easy. And it's still something that I'm learning until now. Yeah.
What difficulties do you think you're finding with leading with your heart then, do you think?
Well, in the past, I used to have very low boundaries. So I thought by leading with my heart, it would mean that I have to help everyone, and I have to carry everyone's weight, and I have to. So it's not healthy. They're not learning. They're not growing. I'm just feeding them off so that they can get there. And what I learned is that that's not heart. It's not. Leading with your heart is actually letting people be where they're comfortable to be at, and if they're not comfortable, to go more and be okay with that. They just might not be the right person for the right role. So for example, I have someone who is excellent, and I thought, he should be a manager. So I pushed him to be a manager because I want him to be more successful, but that's not what he wants. And he ended up being a manager, and he's miserable. And I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so true. And that goes in every industry, doesn't it? I listen to a lot about, Simon Sinek, that business leader. I know Brilliant will know of him as well. And I'm assuming by your reaction, you do too. And he talks about, it's like being a parent, isn't it? Being a leader. Not everybody wants to be a parent. Not everybody should be a parent. And it's the same in leadership. Not everybody wants to be a leader. Not everybody should be a leader. And sometimes we do force people into it, not force, but persuade or convince, or yes, sometimes force people into a position just because they're great at their job. But leadership is a whole new realm of a paradigm. We have to train them, and most people become leaders and we just go, here you go, you're good at your job, so I assume you're going to be great at this. Is that something you found as well?
Absolutely. So I forced the person to be a manager, and it made sense at the time. So he accepted the job, but he hated it. He hated being a manager. And he was once a star employee. And ever since he took on the managerial role, it's like everything falls apart. Things are not going well. And then he lost his self-esteem because he feels like he's not doing a good job. And with that, of course, it goes spiraling down, and then things gets worse, and then he feels even worse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? So
what did you do to fix that?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize you hadn't finished, sorry. What do you do to help fix that problem then in that scenario?
So I tried coaching, I tried mentoring. So in the end, I gave him two options. Either he could go back to his old role, or we figure something else, or change him to a completely different position, different role, something totally different. But in the end, he decided to resign.
Oh no. It's nice that you offered that though, but it's a shame that he did resign. He obviously felt he probably needed a clean start, maybe.
Yeah.
Chronic stress can set in, can't it, in all aspects, and even on you as a leader, if you're trying to fix the problem for everybody and not allow even them to struggle in a healthy way, you still got to lead at the same time, but we've got to allow people to struggle to grow. A lot of chronic, if you're doing the job, you're paying all this money out, but you're also chronic stress for yourself, right? It's a problem. It's sad, but all good within good intentions though, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lesson I had to learn as well.
Yeah, and that will help, look after the longevity, the finite mindset, the infinite mindset. Sorry, not the finite, the infinite mindset for you in your business. How are your family now with this journey that you're on in that side? Are they still thinking what they first thought, or are they embracing it now?
Yes. So it turns out my children are all very psychic.
No way. That's amazing.
I have lots of stories. I'll share them next time.
Give me one. Can you give me one?
Okay.
Go on, then.
So one day, my youngest, Claire, she says to me, okay, Mommy, so in school, I like to leave the body. I go, okay. Yeah, school is so boring. So sometimes I get bored, so I just leave the body. I was like, okay. And then she said, when I leave the body, there's another being who comes into my body. I was like, okay, what do you mean? Well, her name is Layla. Layla? And she goes, yeah, how do you know? How do you know what her name is? Oh, I talked to her. You talked to her? Yeah. And she told you her name is Layla? Yeah. And then she goes on and on describing Layla and how she's like, blah, blah, blah. So here I am. How do I explain to her? How do I tell her that it's not very good to let a being take over your body, even though you're bored? So I was trying to find the right words to tell her. I said, you might want to rethink this. Well, she said, it's fine, it's fine. It's just school. She can do the boring part. I'll do the fun part. I was like, huh, okay. So then that was that. And then we finished the conversation and moved on to some other thing. So I'm still thinking like, what do I say to her? How do I explain to an 8-year-old, And then anyway, a couple days later, she goes, Mommy, Layla is no longer using my body. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, so what happened? Well, I decided that it's not a good thing. Maybe I shouldn't let her use my body. Okay, all right, that's good. A few days later, she was playing with my iPad, and then she found this picture that she drew a while back. She already forgotten about it, and the thing came up. It was Layla. She drew a picture of Layla a while back.
So she recognized it.
And then she wrote the name Layla. And she goes, Mommy, look, it's Layla. And I just got goosebumps even now.
That's crazy. So, and then wow. And so she's moved on from that now, and it just stopped.
Just stopped, yeah.
I thought you were going to say there was a picture of image came up on, and that was Layla, like a real image of a person, and she recognized it, like a family member or something that had passed. Like,
no. She drew it out.
Amazing. That's incredible, though. Oh my Lord. Wow,
and there are many more stories.
Wow. Oh man, we should have got there earlier. Incredible. Wow. So I can see what you're doing there with that business. That's fantastic. That's amazing. Wow. Jeez.
And I changed and I evolved. I found that the old way of doing things no longer works. So in the past, for example, I would do this and this and this for my business, and boom, it would work, right? And now if I do the same exact thing, it doesn't work. So I'm going, what's wrong? Why? Why is it not working? Why is it not working? So I realized that at some point, really, all you need to do is move to the next step, whatever the next step is for you, because everybody's different. In the past, I remember after I graduated from college, I was in survival. So I would find work or create money from survival, and it would work. But after some time, it no longer worked because I'm no longer in survival. So I had to find something else. And then I found a passion, like the skincare business. It was a passion. So that worked. And then I grew and and then I went on to something else. And then I grew to the next stage and the next stage. And then the last part was, now my lesson is, how do you create from the heart? And I didn't know how. I knew how to create from survival. I knew how to create from passion. I know how to create from doing it, yourself and all these things. I didn't know how to create from the heart, because that means you have to open up your heart. You have to heal all the pain that's in your heart. So then I began on that journey, like the leading to the heart. I think that's where we started from, leading from the heart, right? So I did the work. I realized as I look into my heart, oh my gosh, I'm still storing this pain. Oh my gosh, I still have this pain, this wound, all these things. I have to really work on it layer by layer and all that. And then at one point, I did all the work. I release what I need to release. I forgive whoever I need to forgive, right? All of that's done. And I go, and then what? What do I need to do? And this is when the magic happens. You don't have to do anything. You really, literally, once you figured out what was it that was blocking it, all you have to do was release it, and then magic happens. And that was literally what happened to me. So I thought, okay, I've done this. Okay, and then now what? And then boom, like a sales came through. Boom, a client signed up. Boom, like I was literally not doing anything. All I did was heal myself. So that's what I want to share to everyone. And you could be at different stages, in your life. But the point is, wherever you're at, you just have to do at that stage, whatever it is. It could be the passion stage, right? So you just have to follow your passion. It could be finding yourself stage, where you have to overcome your fears and your limiting beliefs. Wherever you are, as long as you do the work and get that done, then money, abundance just come. It's that easy. That's what I want to share.
I'm still waiting. I'm hoping. I'm doing it. I'm on my journey. I love it. That is good. No, beautiful way to end. Dewi, absolutely beautiful way to end. Thank you so much. I love it. What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Own Way is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.